What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lasting Thoughts Podcast. I'm your host, Digital Relaxation, and we are back again with another episode. And today we have a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Kendra Crump, aka the HNIC, aka rapper The Game and Nelly's wife. We in a poly relationship, aka born and raised in Atlanta, and graduate from Clark Atlanta University. AKA just you know, I'm here. I'm cool. I'm here.
It's a whole lot of AKAs. That's nice though. But yes.
Yeah, you gotta go. You know, go big or go home.
I feel it. All right. So before we get into it though, as always, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, what you hear, be sure to share it and all that good stuff. So let's start off light, of course. Recently Thanksgiving has just passed. How was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah, my family, to hell with them, man. I think they Muslim or something, because I didn't get one invite to nobody's house, family and friends in quotation marks. They all some bull job.
Jeez.
So you know how that goes. I mean, it's okay, but listen, I realized that, you know, if I did not get no invite, I realized that I could just go ahead and make my own dinner type thing.
Hey, that's it. I mentioned that too, because like I know people do. I know sometimes people be doing both. I don't know how, but they be doing like those friend-giving things, like back to back with Thanksgiving. And I was like,
they got some real good friends, apparently.
Yeah, I haven't not been invited to one of those, but yeah. But yeah, that was also talking about the possibility of people who haven't done either. But like I said, it's cool as long as you know comfortable with yourself and enjoying your own company. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, but that's nice though.
Yeah, like do you have like really good friends where you guys can like they, you know, buy you really nice gifts on your birthday? They like literally go all out type of things?
All out, no. Sometimes it's like hit or miss type thing. Not hit or miss, but like every other year, I guess we would like, hey, get you something. Then one year, just be like, all right, nothing. So it's one of those. But I'm like at the point, like I got myself to the point in my life where I don't really like asking people for stuff. So I don't really ask nobody for things. Like I still get weirded out. Like my parents like ask me like, hey, you want something? I'm like, bro, I'm still getting things. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Where'd that stem from?
My teenage, being depressed and all that. So thinking that I was always alone and whatnot, so I had to like, build myself up and believing that I'm alone, so I don't need nobody. So I stopped asking for things. So now it feels weird if I do ask for things. And
Got you.
Yeah, and then I'm at the point now where I can pretty much, if I want something, I'll just get it. So yeah.
Well, what would you say like this? So that would you say that there were other things that you can say? You say the teenage years, what like a lot of disappointment you would say as well, that happened for you?
No.
Like the first time. Okay. I didn't know if it was like a first time of consistent disappointment that you kept having, and you're like, you know what? I don't even care to ask someone.
Nah, it was never about the gifts. Like usually, if, like at that time, whenever like. When I was still in that stage of asking for stuff, and like usually they would get me what I want or something good if I don't ask for something. But it wasn't about the gifts. It was just everything that surrounded my whole like experience and my personality. And yeah, so it got to that point. So now it's like when we do like have any Christmas things and they just give me stuff, I'm like, hey, it's a sweater or something. I'm like, hey, cool, I guess. I mean, it's not like I asked for anything, so but at least I got something, I guess. So like I can't complain about it. Yeah.
So what's the best gift that you received thus far? Like a gift that you didn't think you was gonna get, but did, like it was in your thought process?
Well, fortunately, I had never gotten like surprise gifts like probably since I was a kid. So yeah, like any other gift that if I really wanted it, that I knew that I could get it from someone, usually I would get it, and like so it wouldn't be a surprise that, oh, you really got this for me thing. So I can't 100% answer that. What about you?
Or what about have you ever done like a surprise gift for one of your friends, or it's like been like, hey bro, happy birthday type of, I'll take you out to dinner on me?
Yeah, I did for two of my friends. One for he's my cousin for his birthday. We're like wrestling fans, so one thing we always wanted, so one thing we always wanted when we was kids was wrestling belts, and it was like on sale, and it was like his birthday around that time too. So I just ordered it from him and told him like, yeah. So he like we used to be playing the Xbox or whatever. He was like, yeah, I just got a package from you. I'm like, oh word. So he was hype about it. He sent me a video of him unboxing it, so it was cool.
I thought you were gonna say like you wanted to go to WrestleMania, so you got two tickets to WrestleMania.
Well, we went to SummerSlam together, but that wasn't a surprise thing. That was a planned thing between each other. But I would love to go to WrestleMania. Well, personally, my personal favorite pay-per-view would be Royal Rumble, but WrestleMania is like the big one, so either or.
Give me your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. Exclude Stone Cold, John Cena, and The Undertaker. Go.
AJ Styles, Billy Kidman, Eddie Guerrero. I want to go with Chris Jericho, and dang, you took away John Cena. That's my boy.
No, that's
right
everybody's now.
I know, but I know people hate John Cena. I defend that man to the grave.
Really?
Yeah, like because people hate how he changed his gimmick, but I like Cena to the death.
When did he? Because I started watching wrestling in 2009. So
yeah, well, before 2009, he was like the rapper dude. Then towards like I want to say 08 to 09.
Did you feel like he was being a wigger?
I mean, I was too young to really look at him like that.
As you gotten older now, do you feel like there is some type of when it comes to WWE, like there's some type of racism that just was like we didn't realize it, but we're like, bro, like that was really. I mean, racist.
There was. I don't think John Cena was one of them, but there's definitely one with Vince McMahon did.
Prime Time.
Yeah, wow. Prime Time was. It was, yeah.
Bro, I'm like, bro.
That's
rest
why.
In peace. Who died? Shad or JTG? Rest in peace, Shad. But I'm like, bro, y'all really sold out, man. Like as I got older, I realized. I was like, Crime Time with the, like, you know the way they spelled it? It reminds me of people who text you, they, dad, this, and them.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, the fact that y'all, and they never, ever won a championship, but somebody said they stole a championship. I'm like, of course. And here's a racist joke. I made this joke and I wanted my mother to put this in the newspaper when she used to work for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for the funnies. And she's like, what's the joke? It was 2 of them. The first joke was, why is it that black folks are so good at basketball and football? She's like, why? Because we know how to run, shoot, and steal. And
Lord.
Wait, the second joke is what did the parrot say to the white person? And my mom's like, what? Polly want a cracker? I can't put that in there.
I can't put that in. Oh, I tried.
I will lose my job.
So gotta go PG with it. But yeah, I feel like you're not watching wrestling now, but there's like this new group that's like, it's like 4 of them, and they like their gimmick. It's not really a gimmick, but their gimmick is that they're a group of like rappers and producers, but they wrestle as well. And it's like I feel like ever since John Cena came out, I feel like anyone who does it afterwards, I don't know, it just don't resonate with me. Even though they all black, but it's like I don't know, like that coming to the ring and performing your music and then fighting, like what? Yeah.
No, Kurt Angle actually did that.
Yeah, there was a lot of time when people like when John Cena would like battle people in the ring and like but that was cool because it was like the whole promo thing, like going at each other. But these dudes like genuinely trying to like promote their music while being wrestlers, and I'm like,
I didn't know that's what they were doing. I thought it was just part of like the act type of thing. Like, I'll tell you this, I actually had Hurricane Gregory Helms. Are you familiar with him? He actually came to my kiosk. He left me a tip. I'm like, shout out to you. Typically, I forget to shout these people out because they leave me tips. But when I have celebrities who don't leave me tips, I flame them on my podcast.
Oh God,
they get flamed on my podcast. But with that being said, I asked him because I didn't know who he was like at all or anything. And I just started talking to him, and he told me. I said, "What's the craziest fan moment you've had thus far?" And he said that people have shown up to his house. I'm like, wait, you don't live in a gated community? He's like, no, I live away from the city, like far away from the city, that I didn't think that I would need it. So he's like, I literally have to tell people, get the F off my property. I'm like, bro, why does it even have to be like that? I said, how did they even find you? He's like, I don't even know, but they find me.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's not even like, I mean, some people like, yeah, people, I wouldn't say he's huge, like, but he's like, I'm sure he got a solid fan base, but it's like, I don't know, I didn't think he would have a fan base where people
That's
like.
That's probably why I've never heard of him. He's been wrestling since the early 90s.
Yeah, he's
been
wrestling for a while, but
I've never heard of him though. I've never heard of him before. And like I said, I used to love watching wrestling, but it makes me wonder, right? How are there some entertainers in wrestling who are bigger than others? Like, everyone knows John Cena. Not everybody knows Gregory Helms.
I mean, it depends. He had one good rivalry with The Rock back in like, I want to say 2004, but that's when Rock was doing his heel thing, and anything Rock does is amazing, so yeah, overshadowed that. But it was also a time when, because he likes to he would change his gimmick randomly. He would wrestle as himself as Gregory Helms, and then he'll wrestle as Hurricane like a few years later. So it's like, you don't know who was who if you don't really know who the real person is. Yeah, so like The Rock always been The Rock, John Cena always been John Cena, but you gonna find like 1 year he was just Gregory Helms, like just wrestling, looking normal, no makeup or nothing. Then 3 years later, the Hurricane, you like, oh, who this dude? Yeah. So like, it's like, you know how to really make yourself like iconic like that, like to be one person always, then yeah.
Okay, got you. Well, yeah, I just, like I said, I kind of wonder, like, how is that people always know Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, and The Undertaker? Nobody, like I said, people aren't gonna remember. Nobody's gonna really care. Like, if they see Bobby Lashley walking down the street, nobody's gonna run up to them. So it makes me wonder, how is that some people get bigger, than others? It kind of makes me wonder about that. Did you ever want to be a WWE like wrestler?
I mean, pretend wrestling, fake wrestling with friends has always been a thing. I would always love to do it, but like I don't think I could do it to like a professional level, like just knowing the real work that goes behind it, and like knowing how to make spots work and whatnot. It's just, I'll be too much wanting to just freestyle and go crazy with it.
Got you. I was gonna say, what would have been your name?
Oh, that's one thing I never really thought about. Like, I got too many like online names, mainly through like when I play video games and stuff, and my my rap name as well. So I got a lot of names.
Okay, rap name. Go ahead, spit a hot six. I wouldn't say 16, but give me a couple freestyle lines, and I'll give you mine.
Oh God, no! I don't even. Jeez. Put me on the spot like that. I don't even have anything memorized right now. It's freestyle. You never memorize it. You just say it. You just say sound crazy. That's one thing
That's a fun part. It's
fun, but it's like freestyling is like hit or miss with me. Like, sometimes I would freestyle like, bruh, like it's not working. Then sometimes it would just come out naturally. Like, I don't know. It depends on like the whole environment.
Now, would you ever do battle rapping?
No.
You like battle rapping?
I watched it here and there. I don't follow it too heavy, but I enjoy watching it sometimes when I catch it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me your top 5 favorite rappers of all time. Exclude.
Oh no.
Yourself, Pac, Big, and Hove.
my favorite rapper, I have kind of two, but my favorite rapper is Charles Hamilton.
Give me up to five. Give me up to five.
Charles Hamilton, MF Doom, Andre 3000, Common, and there's a big tie between a lot of people for this fifth one, honestly, but I'm gonna go with Blue.
Blueface Baby?
Blue. BLU.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, you're not talking about that with who has? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat.
that definitely don't float my boat. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Ludacris, 3 Stacks, Nas, Eminem, DMX. I think I was hold on. I said Nas, Eminem. Yeah, that was 5. Now, have you ever met or seen any of your favorites? And when I say seen, like actually out about somewhere?
I've not personally like interacted, but I have went to a show where Charles Hamilton was like doing like a DJ show. But that's mostly it. And well, sadly, MF Doom passed away last year, so that's not happening. And yeah, but
whose celebrity death has affected you the most thus far?
Actually, yeah, like saying MF Doom, his death actually bothered me because he's one of the people who got me into like well, there's a lot of people that got me into rapping, but when I was going through like my depression phase, music is what got me like to survive, and his music was one of those. So it was like, losing that part of you that helped you out is gone type thing. So that one bothered me. What about you? I know everyone was sad over Kobe's death.
The person who affected me the most was at that time was DMX, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I thought he actually had kicked drugs, man. I really thought he had kicked it. I was like, "You still own it?"
Yeah.
What? And it goes to show, like, I really was like, "Wow, I couldn't believe that," But at the same exact time, you can do only so much for a person. They're gonna have to want the help themselves.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. It would have been nice if he would have, definitely been able to defeat it. But like at the end of the day, like he had to make the decision for himself.
Yeah.
And there's only, and I don't know. I just feel like if a person real deal, like, and again, like when it comes with drugs, some people have to keep drugs in their system to live. They're just that dependent. But I'm like, man, I really was hoping that he was going to completely end it because he like has so many different resources and everything else like that.
So to go into that, but with like I guess a philosophical question, like what's your idea on like things happening for a reason, I guess?
My idea of things happening for a reason is that people, we often, try to question God, on why this ended up happening, but you had to be thankful for that it did happen. More than likely, what if by him dealt with the ODing, what if that stopped other people from, drugs and stuff like that? Like that could be a positive. I always try to find a positive no matter what ends up happening.
Yeah, because I was like when you look at people like during their final stages and whatnot, like despite like what caused his death, it's like seeing like his final interviews and his music. It's like he sounded like he was fulfilled with his place in life. So it felt like, I don't know, like his death kind of came as if you can feel that he was done type thing. Like he felt like he did it all. But like granted, he still had his kids, but it's like, I don't know, like his personal journey felt like it was over.
Of course. Yeah, and you know what I think the thing is, right? Have you ever actually known someone who actually was a drug addict or still is one?
I don't really want to put him on blast with my father, but this was kind of before me. Like, it was before me, and he stopped drugs, I would say a little bit after I was already born, but he was still drinking. Well, probably into my I probably like third grade, maybe third, fourth grade when he stopped. So I was
was he a functional alcoholic? Was he a angry? What type of person was he once he was on?
He would drink, and then he would get real serious with me and my brother about like life stuff, and it's like, it's one of those things like you trying to teach about life, but you doing this type thing. But it's like, yeah. And I wouldn't say angry, only because I have an older brother, so he would make the mistakes for me to learn from him to not do things. So I wouldn't usually get the brunt of that, because I know, all right, my brother is doing something stupid. I'm not going to do nothing stupid. So.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. And what's one life lesson your father taught you that you still take with you today?
Be humble. Because like I said, everything he been through in life, and like I said, just for me to see what his mistakes caused him and where it brought him, and to see what he built himself out of and brought himself to, and having his strong his strong connection with God is what got him through everything from his point of view. So it's like, I definitely see it.
Got you. And do you know what made your father go cold turkey on the alcohol?
His body just finally started telling him like, yo, you keep this up, it's not gonna look good for you. It was just, he got his warning.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you. You know what? And that's the thing, right? I've never came across anybody who actually was an alcoholic. I've never come across anybody who was a drug addict or anything else like that. I've seen people I went to school with, and then it's like 5 years later, I'm like, how is that you look older than I do?
Yeah.
You know, like, people, I'm telling you, one thing, let me tell you something. I've done a lot of drugs in my life, right? But the difference between me and a lot of, and probably 98% of the rest of the world, I've done it only one time because I knew it was not something I was supposed to be doing.
Oh, you done multiple drugs, but like once.
Yes, that's because I just wanted to see what the hype was about.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. So that's pretty much how that happened with me. And you know, I just would not want to. I understand, like, sometimes it can lead you to depression. But I think for me, whenever I was depressed, I would just sleep, or I would try to go masturbate.
Yeah.
Sleeping to me was an easier method than going to go flick the beam.
Yeah,
I gotta be quiet.
Especially like sharing the room with someone.
Once the release was coming, I gotta be quiet. I'm like, yeah, let me just go take a nap.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna take, and let me be in dreamland.
Yeah, for me it was like just being locked up in my room, not wanting to deal with nobody, and just, I don't know. They're like literally like.
You have like an imaginary friend?
Not so much a friend. I just like to. I think a lot, but doing that during depression is kind of the worst thing to do. So I had to find different things to think about, I guess. So that's how I started.
How was having an imaginary friend something that isn't? You said that's the worst kind of thing to do.
No, I said like being alone with your thoughts during depression.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's
and I don't mind the devil's playground.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, this is why I do a lot of things I do now. So it's like to have an outlet. You know, I started doing music like so I can rap about how I would feel, and I'm doing my podcast to talk about my experience and stuff and share it, and hopefully it's whoever hears it and is possibly going through it knows that it's possible to get out of it. But at the time going through it, just sitting there like, going to sleep for me was actually the worst thing. Like going to sleep for school, I hated it because like I spend all my time playing Xbox with my friends. We all laughing. As soon as the Xbox go off and I'm in my bed in the dark, it's over. Nothing but dark thoughts. It's like, damn.
When did you realize, like, when was your moment where you wanted to drop out of school? Like, when was that moment for you? If you were done with school, what grade were you in?
Not so much drop out. The first time I think
stop going, or just wanted to stop going.
Yeah, the first time I realized that I think I probably wanted to quit and just stop trying. I think I was actually already in college at this time. Probably
what was your major?
I did graphic design. But like my first 2 years was just doing like basic reading and math stuff and history and all that. So it took a while till I got to like actually doing my art stuff. So like by the time I was there, and I was like, bro, there's nothing interesting about this. And I was just like, I failed 3 classes. Like I was like, I'm done. I can't even try no more. I'm done. But then life, like I said, when things happen for a reason, or certain people come to your life and certain people leave your life, and just, I don't know, it just clicked for me to just say, yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna finish. That was that.
Got you. Do you still keep in contact with any of your classmates or so?
A few, but that was I don't want to say a rocky relationship. It was weird for me, in my point of view. For me, because I don't know their story, but for me, in my point of view, because I was in a little rap group in high school. We was all together. It was a group of us.
What was y'all's name in the rap group?
TMG, Track Mafia Group.
Okay, who came up with the name?
The main head, which currently his rap name is Manson. If you want to check him out. So we was all a group and whatnot and rapping, and then once we all graduated from high school, it was like, I don't know, it was as if they just all stopped talking to me. Like almost.
Hey, you know what? That's like I said, man. People are full of mess, man. People are full of. Let me tell you something. Women don't really last with me. Okay, women, men. I think people in general. My tolerance. I learned that as time progressed, your tolerance for people just gets lower.
Yeah, definitely.
So that to me is like, for me personally, people who, if you don't tell me happy birthday, I'm working on this. If you don't tell me happy birthday, and I tell people the day before, it's on my social media, I post pictures, you have no excuse, okay? I've had people from prison call me to tell me happy birthday. I've had people out of the country. I had this girl who was on her way, she was in labor, and she told me. So what does that go to show you? I
don't know. Like,
how do you not tell a person happy birthday? Oh man, I've been going through some things. I'm sorry.
I try not to judge them on that, but like still, it's like I feel like because I feel like people take things for granted. Like I said, like we were fortunate enough to go through the era of seeing how technology advanced to this point where we went from having to log into dial-up to now text messages damn near instant. It's like, you can't be that busy just to type happy birthday. Just talk.
You can put I don't care. I don't give a damn if you put HBD on it.
That's like 2 seconds of your time, and you could forget about it.
I'm telling you, man. People are just. You don't have to sit here and put no thesis statement how much you like me. Save it, okay? I don't care about
I don't want the whole essay. Like, bro, we've been through a lot.
How do you feel about this? Has been a debate that I've seen on Facebook where people have said you must be some type of desperate if you out here posting your Cash App on your birthday. How do you feel about that?
Like I said, me personally, I don't like asking for anything. But money specifically is something I don't like asking. Seeing people
like who post like, here's my Cash App, send me something for my birthday. How do you feel about that when you see that?
I feel like, I don't know, like I look at them definitely a certain way, as if like, bro, like really, like strangers, like you don't even have friends to give you things. Like,
maybe their friends are broke and they just, maybe I don't know.
But like, why you gotta go to random people? Like, I don't even know you. You want me to like send me something like
because maybe I'm play devil's advocate. Okay, maybe the random person who they don't know is gonna be the one to give them $10,000 just because strangers believe in you faster than your own friends. Strangers will help you out faster.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying maybe. I know.
As I said, they're like depending from different, like also depending like what it is you do and whatnot. Like I said, for me, all right. So I got the best example. So I've been rapping since 2011. Never really, one thing I always struggle with, even when I do my podcast and everything, is getting feedback or anything, like some kind of support from like friends and whatnot, telling me, hey, you should do this or do that, or I like this or like that. Like they barely even like listen to my stuff. I met this dude, well not met but online, from UK. This man bought my projects. Like the fact that he financially supports me and my friends that I, like some of them I grew up with, came and tell me like, yo, this song was nice. I'm like, so yeah, sometimes it's not the closest ones who really supports you type thing. It's like just other people real, like you don't understand, you don't know how you affect other people, like cause like yeah, like we like you been with someone for so long that it feels like you don't owe them nothing type thing. So someone who's new and like, oh, I like this guy's message, I like his music, I'm gonna support him, like, but still like all I ask for is like some kind of like feedback at least. I'm not telling you to go crazy over me.
I think the thing is, people don't, like I said, man, you can't expect much from people. People are some of the most, I remember my teacher asked me a question when I was younger. Yeah, of course I was younger, but like not too young. But I remember my teacher in college had asked the question. She would have we'll meet twice a week, and she would have a weekly question. One of them was, what is something that you used to like when you was younger, not anymore? And at the time, my answer was Jerry Springer, right? But now it's people. Yeah, and when someone told me that, I bust out laughing, and then I was like, bro, people ain't that bad. But we this is when I was graduating high school, so like I should have known people were this was just the beginning. This was the calm before the storm, right? And so I'm like, bro, some people can be, that customer is always right. It's a bunch of bull crap. Like who created that? Because do you know there are some, have you worked in customer service before, or you never worked in customer service?
Half. Like I didn't have to really, like my job didn't rely on dealing with people, but there's been times where people came up to me.
Got you. Well, what would you say that have you done pretty well? Like, have you always passed the test?
For the most part, there's been times where it's like, if you like haven't been in a certain area of the store for a while and they're like, hey, you know what this? I'm like, oh geez, I forgot. I'll be saying they're looking stupid, but most of the times I'm like, yeah, I always try to help them out the best I can, but I don't try to, like, once they try to go into like technical things, I'm like, yeah, I'm not that dude. I'm going to find someone else.
Got you. Well, yeah, like I said, people, I think everybody at some point should work in customer service. There have been folks who literally will sit here and who will act a fool just so they can get something for free. Yeah. And it's worked. It really has worked. And I hate that. I hate that it's worked. Like, you ever witnessed that? Like just being a random bystander?
One thing I like kind of witnessed when you start working for a job that requires you to kind of like somewhat cater to people, it makes you feel like the customers look at employees as people, like you're not a person anymore. Like they just expect you to always handle their demands and fulfill their needs type things. Like, bro, like sometimes I don't know things, sometimes like I forget things, or I'm new, I don't know yet. It's like they expect you to know, then you don't know, they just start an attitude. And like, bruh, like, what if the roles were reversed? How would you like this?
Got you. But yeah, like, what would you say was the worst job you've
worked at Sears that you said never in the mall? That was terrible. And it was like, it's like one of those things where like you came at the right time to see it become terrible, because I had a good supervisor. He was cool, like, you know, but he's very like disciplined, so he know how to like make sure you work, but he was cool, then like give you no problems. The boss of the store was cool, and then they both left, and we got a new boss, and she was just making all these weird changes and demands, and basically treating our department like trash, like we were like the low end of the chain. And it was just like, yeah. And then not to mention that like the equipment we had was barely non-existent and non-functioning, but we had to deal with like the high demand of customers. It was annoying. And lo and behold, Sears has closed down. So it's like one of those, I got out when I needed to.
Got you. What was your final strike with Sears where you said, I'm getting the hell out of here?
Well, fortunately, I didn't work there long enough to have that moment. So it was just being, like I said, just seeing all of the changes that was being made, and it was like, all right, like, this is not cool. Like, literally seeing, like, you got the good, and then 5 seconds later, the bad just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, ah.
Got it.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Walmart, man, that's a 13th grade level high school. Burn the management of that place down. Okay, they are all horrible. All of them are horrible. Got a couple managers that are okay. They okay. The rest of them are horrible. I ain't came across they okay managers because I wasn't like I'm telling you, it's like high school. I worked in the fitting room, clothing department, never the cashier, person. But the fact of the matter is that I had to deal with, everybody sleeps around with each other, right?
Oof.
Okay, that's already bad. You got managers sleeping with their employees. That's bad as well. You have the drama that was just involved in the front. The drama in the front was like in the cashiers and everything else like that. That was crazy as well. I just, like I said, man, they literally will sit here and give you loads. They want you to follow that rule of the I think within 15 feet rule, which is like if you see a customer within 15 feet, you have to help them. You're supposed to walk that customer to whatever department that they want you to walk them to. You can do that, right? But what happens is if you end up doing that, on your way back, you're going to get stopped by 10 people. Yeah. You have to help them, and you're not going to be able to go to your department to finish up, what you have to finish up with. Yeah. Like I said, it to me, it's like whoever started that rule, like you can do all that, but they're gonna write you up if you do not do what they tell you to do. Yeah,
those companies that pride themselves on the customer service. I had to work at Home Depot, and their motto, I guess, is called First. I forgot the whole thing, but it's like you find, like they literally, like the first letter is find, like they want you to actively go out looking for people to help them. I'm like, bro, it's not my job. Like, I'm just here to stock the shelves. So it's like, I hate it when like customers come down, and that's why I stopped wearing my apron like after a year. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna look like a regular dude who just happened to be messing around with the equipment here. And like, I'm just tired of like dealing with people who asking me questions.
Wait, and before I left Walmart, right? They literally, you had to wear a certain uniform. Now you can wear whatever you want as long as you have your vest. Yeah. Like, I will wear the uniform, and there will still be people like, hey, like after I'm off, they're like, hey, I got a question. I'm like, what? They're like, don't you work? And I'm like, I do, but I'm off the clock. Okay, even though you off, I got a question. I'm like, no, I gotta go. I couldn't even shop there afterwards. Yeah. My favorite part was when I would be in Target and I would be like off, I wouldn't even be working in Target, but people would be like, come up to me, had this old man, he's like, hey, where's the whatever? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, don't you work here? And I'm looking at my Tupac shirt, I'm looking down, I'm looking back up him. I'm like, do I work? He's like, yeah, you work here, right? And I'm like, no, I'm shopping. He's like, oh, I thought you worked here because you folded that shirt. Oh, man. And I was like, no, I'm just folding a shirt because that's what you're taught to do.
Yeah, that's weird. Just looking like you work here up. I'm like, bro, like, you don't come in here with a game plan. Like, just get in the store, know where you gotta go and get out.
I hate when people do that, man. Like, you don't realize how dumb people are until you work for, in customer service.
Yeah.
Like, some things it's ridiculous.
Yeah, especially going back to when I was working at Sears, we had this thing where they would order an item online, but they would come to pick it up. And sometimes it would be like big items that you gotta like bring it out with a forklift. Not a forklift, on my hand truck. And they come with like this small car that it does not fit in. And it's like, bro, so we over here looking stupid trying to fit this huge thing in the car. And they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna come back with another car. Like, why didn't you come with that car in the first place? Oh, my Lord. So, yeah, people are weird.
No, they know they are, and like I said, I really, I don't know. I really just find it hilarious. Like I said, that's why I just want to work for myself. I don't want to work for anybody else. I don't want to sit here and do, I want to sit here and just do the same manual labor and keep getting disrespected by like multiple people. Like I don't care for any of that.
Yeah.
Have you thought about working for yourself?
I mean, yeah, because definitely one thing I have noticed about myself is I don't like being told, like constantly being told what to do about, like, I just don't like authority, I guess. Like, it bothers me. Like, I feel like you're like questioning my intelligence, like constantly having to be on me and telling me to do things, especially when it's like, when you work at a place long enough where you have your own rhythm, and then somehow, I don't know, we got like a new supervisor or whatever, and he just comes and like changes stuff and then trying to like enforce it. I'm like, so yeah, I definitely like, because just doing my own thing, it'll just be more simple for me.
Have you ever almost swung on your or got into an argument with your like a manager?
No. Luckily, because of my my journey through life, I got to the point where I try not to let my emotions like take over anymore. Like, I talk like this like the whole day with people. Like, I try not to, if I get upset, I won't show it, because I already grew up when I was younger with like anger problems. Like, I'll get angry easily when I was young.
Did you punch holes in the wall?
Not in walls, but I would hit like people. Like, my cousin get me mad, I'll fight him. My brother get me mad, I'll fight him. So yeah, so I try to. I don't think I can handle verbal. That's why it's like, like, you really got a problem. It's either you gonna do something about it or just shut up. Yeah, so I try not to argue.
Yeah, arguing is exhausting, but you got some people out here who don't want to start their day. Like, they don't feel like their day is complete unless they do argue. And I'm like, you need to go get some mental help.
Definitely.
Like, why do you want to start? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Are you okay with this?
Yeah, especially like, yeah.
Like, have you ever dated a girl who literally was that level of like toxic?
No, usually if we did get into arguments, it would be, I guess, mutual. It wouldn't be so much that like, oh, she's constantly starting it. It would just be that we just always disagree about something, and it would just like, all right, this is this. Yeah, it was just one relationship where we were just constantly disagreeing with everything that we liked about different things or disliked about different things. It was like, all right, this is not good.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's good. Like I said, that it didn't, go that far as with you trying to, you guys are both on America's Most Wanted, and all that other type of mess.
Yeah, that's why like I try to like, keep myself composed, because not that I know that I would never be like physically abusive, but I don't want to ever lose my temper just trying to prove myself right to my partner or whatever. It's like I do have times where I argue with someone, but it's like it's one of those arguments like we both know our personalities, so it's like we know it will never get there, but we just like to like argue just because like we like to prove each other wrong for the fun of it type thing. But it's like we still annoyed at each other, so it's one of those like you have a good understanding of how you guys work. Like arguments really shouldn't be a thing. Yeah.
No, that's true. No, that's actually very true. I'd be nice, like everybody wants the same like honesty, loyalty, respect, communication, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why don't people give that? Like, why? I understand nobody's gonna be perfect, but like, come healed. I didn't do nothing to you.
I don't know.
That's how I look at that.
It's just that mutual relationship. Like, you know who I am, you know what I do. Like, you knew what you came here for.
Exactly. Do you know what type of woman that you want to eventually have in due time?
That's a tricky question, because I'm at the point in my life now where I'm kind of done with dating. And like, just as I'm like,
is it because the type of women that keep coming, across, like you keep running into, are full of feces?
No, it's one thing. It's like, it's one of those things that you, depending on your mindset. So, of course, when I was younger, like, I had the mindset that maybe it was my fault, because, like, it's constantly the same thing happening to me where, like, oh, the relationship is good, whatever, and then they would do something shady behind my back or whatever, and then they always do that simple, like, once we are broken up or whatever, and we, like, just normal friends, and they do that simple, like, oh, you're so sweet and whatever, but I'm like, but you ruined the relationship. So it went from that to now it's like I feel like not to be like on some high horse. I feel like I don't think there's any female that can deal with me. So it's like I try to like just not do it anymore. Like if I get into a relationship, like they gotta pursue me. I feel like, because it's like putting in all that energy to finally get you, and then you the one who do something wild. It's like, I'm the one who went for this. I'm the stupid one here. So like you went for me. Like I know how I'm gonna be in a relationship. Like once you get me, you like, I'm not gonna do nothing wrong to you. I'm not gonna do nothing foul. But yeah, so at this point, I'm kind of done on my end on trying to like find another girl and please don't remember that Nev.
Do you have you felt like you met your soulmate?
I've met someone very, very close to me. I don't want to say my soulmate, but someone that, like the love, I feel like it will never go away for that person, at all. The relationship.
They know this?
Yeah, definitely. Like our bond is very strong together, but dating each other is not in the cards for us. I will say at least now. I don't know if it's a future thing, but right now that's not something for us. We're just chilling.
Gotcha. But y'all ain't doing no situationship, are you?
Nah, nothing like that. Just
okay.
Yeah.
I had this one guy say to me not too long ago. He said, "So let's do." He said he wants to do everything in a relationship without actually being in a relationship. I said, "What's the point of that?" He's like, "I just don't want a relationship." I'm like, "So what happened?" I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Sir. Like I would ask him questions about like his life and who he is as a person and everything else like that, and he was like very reserved and like, I just don't want to share this type of information to you or whatever else it may be. And I'm like, okay, well, what is your purpose? Like, you got to open up at some point. You have to open up, honestly.
Yeah. That's one thing too. Like, I don't want to say that I'm like that's not my thing, but I like also don't really like titles either. But I guess it depends on who I'm with. Like I said, like this person, like if me and her was to ever get together, I feel like calling her my girlfriend would be an insult because of how strong our bond is at this point. It's like,
just call her your wife then. Why don't y'all go get married?
Yeah, but that gotta be a mutual thing. I don't think she nearly there yet at all with me. But like I said, like, so if like somehow it just happened to happen, I'm like, yeah, like we went through all of this and you're just my girlfriend, it just feels weird.
I was gonna say, well, like I said, that's why it's all about communication and everything. But that's what it's all about.
Yeah. But so for you are doing comedian and like on the side, or that's like your full-time passion thing?
Full-time passion, I'm not getting paid for.
What made you decide to do that? I never really met someone who does it, like, personally.
The reason I started getting into comedy is because I had a lot of people tell me I was funny. So I started via Snapchat, and it was back in 2016. And at the time, I was like, hey, welcome back to the Kendra Crump Show. But at the time, it was like Lil' Kim's hardcore album, which actually I wrote some of those lyrics, but like we've been beefing since the 90s, and I told her that's why you look like a character from Saw. You need to put my name on those credits.
Oh God.
All character. Anyway, it's mean. So with that being said, I pretty much decided to jump on IG late 2017, early 2018, import my videos on there, and I started jumping on people's podcasts because podcasting is like the new radio. You can be heard anywhere. Since October 2020, I've been on like 800 podcasts at this point.
Sheesh.
Not playing no games at all.
I'm trying to finally get to the point where I can start like getting myself out there on getting more guests and being guests. Like I did one whole year of this podcast just for the most part by myself. I had like a few guests here and there, but it was strictly just me.
So what are you doing to actually get yourself out there?
I'm trying to like find, cause my podcast, cause like I join like groups and other websites, and like my podcast is weird to categorize because when I first started it, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be an off-brand of a podcast I originally started with a co-host of mine, which was like a gaming podcast. So I wanted to basically take that and expand on it. We're talking about video games and anime and all the other stuff that I'm into. So, but then as time goes by, I started talking about my personal life, mental health, self-love, and all of this. So now it's like, when you search my podcast, especially on like Apple Podcasts, it will still say video game on the tagline, and like at this point I barely talk about video games, so it's like it's hard for like when people find my podcast and they're like, I don't talk about that, but yeah. So it's like trying to properly market, hey, this is what I do, this is what I talk about. Yeah.
Got it. Well, I mean, like I said, I think joining a group, that's how I ended up coming across you. Joining a group is definitely something that I think is very important. That way you can reach out to people. That's what I do. I just shoot my shot, and I hope it works out for me.
Yeah, which I'm glad this is working out, because like, I don't know if I was having like some kind of guest curse or whatever. Like I tried to have like 2 other guesses beforehand, and one like reasons for another just haven't worked out. Like so, but like I said, I'm trying to be more like, I guess, assertive with like trying to get guests now. Like before it was like, all right, it didn't happen. All right, good thing I already had like because one thing when I would try to like plan my guests, like when it'd be like friends or whatever, and then they would like flake on me last minute type thing, trying to come up with a whole episode last minute sucks. So I tried to like have a solo episode just in case this didn't happen, like type thing. So, but now I'm trying to be more like have it planned. Like I'm not trying to strict people to a schedule, like when I do my solo episodes, I record on a specific day, but like whenever we are both available, we can do it. And whenever the upload time, I'll put it up. I'm trying to like, I need it done.
People are flaky. You better start doing a no call, no show. That's, no call. Yeah, no show, no fee. That's what you need to start doing.
Yeah.
You start doing that, man. People will take advantage of you. I'm a one-time person. I used to sit here and keep running after people, and I just don't have time for that.
Yeah,
I just do not have time.
Yeah, like, cause I could easily like just text them or message them back like, hey, you guys still want to come back on? Like, if they really want to come on, they can come. I'm not gonna hunt you down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's not like either you want to come or you don't.
Yeah. Like, that would be cool. I think we would have a good episode, but if not meant to be, like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Yeah. Exactly. So you do like anything else besides like social media comedy or like stand up? Do you have a goal of trying to like have your special or be in films or something?
Besides doing stand up, no, nothing else. I mean, if the filming comes, it'll definitely come. If it comes and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about that. That's definitely what I would, want to happen at some point and everything else like that. So.
Yeah, because there's always that thing with like comedians, like, oh, like their stand-up is okay, but they are great in movies, or vice versa. It's one of those things too. It's tricky because other people are like writing your jokes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like I try to write my own jokes. I try to just freestyle off the dome and everything with it.
That's cool. That's
what I try to do.
Like yes, like being naturally funny. That's something like I always like, for my family members, to myself, that's one thing I always have it done. But like, I always like to sit there and come up with jokes that I know that's gonna make you laugh. I feel like I could never type thing. Like, I don't know. But that's great that you're doing it though.
Of course.
Yeah,
like I said, I feel like whatever your dream is, just go after it. Don't be afraid. Just go after it.
Yeah, that's basically been my thing, like especially with my music. Like if you like listen to my songs, like damn near almost every line I would say big dreams, because that's like something I promote, like going after your dreams and doing something. Like definitely that's what, like I said, I do. Like I would never imagine me doing the podcast, because like for me personally, I'm not very like a much outspoken person like that. So I always thought the idea of me having to sit here in a room with a mic in my face just talking to myself was like, I don't think this is gonna work. But here I am like a year later into this, like, and I'm loving it.
Here you are. Did you do a 1 year anniversary?
Yeah, I did celebrated my 1 year, and that was great because the episode came out the day before the actual anniversary, so it was good timing. Yeah, I tried to, cause I don't know why I thought Wednesday. I just decided Wednesday, but I do my episode like every 2 Wednesdays. But when I first started, I was doing it like weekly. But then I realized I'm like I said, I was talking about video games and anime, but it's like it's only so much I can talk about in a weekly time span. So I was like, all right, doing 2 weeks. So 2 weeks been good for me so far. Like gives me time to like properly advertise the episode too. Like it's just advertising the episode on top of each other. Like, hey, here's episode 1, here's episode 2. Like, damn, like some people don't see the episode 1 feed when you like post it in groups and whatnot. So you gotta like remind them that, yeah, this episode came out. So like I'm over here competing with my own show. Like, yeah.
Of course.
But you also do your podcast too. What made you want to do that?
I have a lot to say. I started mine July 2019. I have a lot to say. You can't really get, canceled on your podcast, and people can unfollow, but I just say, let me say what I have to say on my mind and go from there.
basically. That's why it's like
that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's like a love-hate relationship with me. Like I said, like I'm like getting to the point where like you're just fed up with people. But one of the reasons why I've been more opening up with myself is like because I didn't have someone to talk to me about these things. So it's like I know what it's like to go through it. I know how to get out of it. Well, my personal journey of how I got through it. It's like I want to share that with you and let you know it's possible, because not everyone has somebody. So it's like, even though I don't like people, but it's like here I am trying to like help people.
Yeah. I understand. No, I understand.
Yeah, that's the journey we in.
That's right, that is.
Have you been like, since you started comedy stuff, like you been like studying or like, you know, like watching certain like films or stuff to like see how other comedians do it, or you just been strictly on you?
I started watching like certain comedians. Like I'll give you a few that I like Arnez J, Carlos Miller, Steve Harvey. But I never really tried like real deal studying after them. You know, just kind of maybe like checking out their delivery and how they go about with that. That's pretty much it with that. So other than that, I never, because delivery is important. But going to comedy shows, it helps a lot with it as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Damn, Steve Harvey. I mean, I only seen his, I think it was the King of Kings, that film. I only seen that.
King of Comedy.
Yeah, King of Comedy. I only seen that one, so I wasn't too big on how he does on stand-up. I only know him from like shows and movies, but it was cool. But it's like you can kind of see like his personality. It's like you can see where he's going. Like he always does that. He does that generational gap type joke where he talks about, man, the kids these days don't know nothing about this. Like we hear it coming from like a mile away. But yeah. It's interesting though. I feel like I guess it'll be the same like for like doing music, like the people I listen to, and like but for me that was a problem because like my favorite rapper Charles Hamilton, like the things he would rap about was like some of the things I was going through emotionally, and I'm like, he says it so well, how the hell can I say it? So like just discouraging you, how the hell I'm supposed to like write my story, but he does it for me, I guess. So yeah, it's tricky. Don't want to be like, oh, this person sounds like this person, or this person do jokes like this person, or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what like with my music taste, like I definitely don't sound like nothing that's like now. I don't try to do trends, but I don't know, so I don't try to make it myself sound like, oh, I'm trying to capture the wave, I guess people would say. So, but like there's definitely influence of like the people I listen to and whatnot. It's just I can't rhyme like them, but like how like the point and the message that they're trying to get across, I'm like, yeah, I feel that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But well, I know we talked about it, but because Christmas is coming out, you doing any special surprise gifts for any of your friends or family, or is that another solo event?
If I get invited somewhere, that'll be good. I would like to do, I always wanted to have a job where you can have like a Christmas party, but no, nothing at all.
They're not even a job.
My job ain't that cool. I ain't never had a job like that. So yeah, nothing at all.
Jeez. Yeah. Be like that. Yeah, like I said, again, for me, I don't know, like my mother gonna like randomly text me like, hey, what you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't be sitting there thinking of like writing my list out. Like I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Of course.
Yeah. And this is the end, of getting close to the end of this year, probably the final month. I'm gonna do like a wrap up year, like my podcast is gonna be like towards the end of the December, so I'm do one then. But since you're here, like how you felt about this year for you personally and overall in life, like with all the stuff that be going on.
I mean, the year's been cool. No real big losses. People, I would say left, different people leaving my life, which I didn't want them to leave, but I already had foreseen it. That's pretty much it with that. So yeah, nothing too much with that. Yeah, I'm pretty much, this year's been cool. This year is just, you have some wins, you have some losses, but hey, that's pretty much it with that.
Yeah, I feel you. Definitely been feeling like that, like towards the end of the year, like a lot of challenges coming and slowing things down, and then a lot of good things just came, like, oh, okay, all right, it's not that bad. So yeah, but I'm gonna elaborate on all of that on that episode. But yeah, that's cool though. Long as keep high spirits, just keep motivating, doing what you gotta do, staying true.
Definitely try to bring in a new year with something great as well.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you have anything you want to add on and chime in? I mean, it would be good.
No, I really just appreciate, we finally got a chance to make it happen,
yeah.
And I'm sure your audience got a chance to know, a lot more about you, and everything else like that, things that you probably haven't spoken about. So
yeah, I
just appreciate you, just making it happen. So there it is.
Always,
for me.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you coming on. Like I said, like trying, like a lot of trial and error with getting other people. So I'm glad that I can have someone like that's not a close friend of mine or whatever to join the podcast and hear about your story and your personality and whatnot. Yeah.
Most definitely. That's the cool thing about networking. You get a chance to reach out to folks and see meet new people and all that good stuff.
Yes.
So yeah.
So one thing, this might be on the spot, but I don't know if you can do it, but one thing I tend to do on my podcast is do a question of the day where I will ask the audience a question depending on whoever we talked about on the podcast, or if you have just your own questions that you have one, can ask them.
All right. I'll give you 5.
Oh.
What's the perfect temperature for you?
In terms of what?
Fahrenheit, Celsius.
Actual weather temperature. Okay. Okay. Perfect temperature for me. Geez. I don't. Damn, because I feel like we had one recently too. It's like when it's cold, but like it's not breezy. Like I feel like when there's days when it's like it's beautiful outside, but that wind hits you makes it feel like it's extremely colder than it should be. Like, yeah, it's like when it's just nice and chill and like the wind is not killing you, like that's a good like temperature for me. Like it's just maintainable. Like, yeah. What about you?
80 degrees is good with me.
You just like the heat?
I do.
That's funny, because my mother, like, she's born like in the Caribbeans and whatnot, but she hates the heat. And I'm like, that's like, no, that should be like your natural element, but she hates it.
Yeah, I like the heat. It's nice. It's nice. What's one country you like to go to that you have not been to?
My typical weeb answer, Japan.
Huh?
Before, gladly I was blessed to go. I mean, I would always like to revisit, but you said I haven't been to. But before, my answer was gonna be Puerto Rico, but I finally went there because I'm mixed between Puerto Rican and Trinidadian. I've been to Trinidad multiple times in my life, so I was glad to able to finally go there. But Japan is definitely one place I would love to go for obvious reasons.
All right, that's 2. Let's say you make a guaranteed $20,000 a week, guaranteed. Oof. How many hours and how many days a week would you like to work? But you have to still go to work. How many hours and days would you like to work?
Oof. Honestly, I'm cool with the typical like 9 to 5 hours. Only because, like I said, I'm at the point in my life where I don't have a lot of people in my life. Like, I don't need to like plan my day out and make sure I gotta make time for certain people. So like, you know, I don't got no problem like working like a good day to work overtime, you know, and having time for myself. As long as I got time for myself, that's important. Like, I don't want to be overworking myself and then I get home and it's like, all right, well, time to go sleep and do it again type thing. Yeah. What about you?
I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 12 to 6 p.m.
12.
Those are days I work. Yeah, 12 p.m. to 6.
All right. Cool.
Number 4. How many girlfriends is too many girlfriends for you to entertain?
At the same time?
At the same time.
One. Especially with like the girls I've dealt with, like, nah, it's too much personality. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, 1 is enough. And I'm already at the point where none is enough. What about you? Well, how many partners is enough for you?
I don't know. I'll have to find out. That's the answer. I'll just have to find out. Just have to find out.
So are you open to like dating multiple?
Poly relationship. I can do a poly lifestyle. All right. Last one. If you could live on one TV show.
Oh God.
Past, present, what would that TV show be?
Live action or gotta do anime?
It could be like a sitcom TV show.
Jesus, I don't really watch a lot of shows nowadays, so it would be something
just back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be something like old school. Jeez, I don't even know. TV shows, I don't know. Like maybe movies, I could give you an answer. TV shows, I would have to think more about that one.
Okay, well, give me a movie that you like to, you would have wanted to play alongside of them.
Movies, there'll be a tie between How High, the American Pie, specifically American Pie 2, and probably House Party 2. Those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would just want to live on the Fresh Prince, the first 3 seasons. Yeah, I was going to
say Fresh Prince as well. Like that's like one of the obvious ones, but like specific seasons, I don't know. It's a fun fact though, Fresh Prince is probably one of the few shows that had an episode that actually made me cry.
Because of that scene from with Will and his father, right?
Actually, no, not that scene. It was the scene where Carlton went into Will's locker to take drugs and he got sent to the hospital for it. So it was that scene when he was doing his apology when they found out that it was him. That one got to me.
Got you. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that I shed a couple tears.
Yeah, because they were like, you get Uncle Phil was giving him all these gifts and stuff. Like, yeah, man. He's like, nah, I don't deserve it, man. You understand? Like, damn. My cousin was there too. He like, you cry? I'm like, yo, chill. But yeah.
Yeah, those are my top 5.
Yeah, but there you go. If anyone listening, you guys have your own answers. That's for you guys as well. But yeah, so hopefully everything is good with this recording because I don't know what just happened there. But once again, appreciate you joining this podcast. sharing, and just being here and whatnot.
Thank you so much. We made it happen. I'm glad you responded to my DM and got me on. So I appreciate you.
Well, so yeah, till next time, guys. See you next episode. Hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and all of that good stuff. Peace.